Something wild is happening in the food world right now. And it's not truffle foam, it's not TikTok, it's not Salt Bae, it's not even Salt Hank. When it comes to restaurants right now, you know who's winning in the food world? Fast food. McDonald's is winning again. KFC is staging a comeback, and Raising Cane's somehow gets away with charging premium prices, and they're only getting more popular. Meanwhile, at Fancy Pants restaurants, charging $26 for salads sprinkled with microgreens like it's fairy dust, well, they're wondering why people aren't lining up at the door. Here's the thing, guys. The food world has spoken. Value is winning right now. On Outrageous Foods, I'm usually talking about the weirdest, wildest, wackiest things in food. This is what I've learned this week. Value is winning the game right now. Let's dive in. Look it, I knew something was up when the Wall Street Journal ran a piece about annoying dining trends, and you know what? They're not wrong. I mean, some of these tasting menus are just straight up laborious, long, kind of boring, and almost an excuse to stress out the dishwasher. For a while, restaurants have been leaning into this need to be creative that, to be honest, the diner never really asked for. The Wall Street Journal calls this dining trend really just a wave of theatrics that feels more performative than something of value. Whether it's micro portions of shaved nostalgia or some menu that needs a flowchart, these kinds of restaurants might make for great restaurant reviews in some magazine, but if you're walking out of the joint still hungry, was the meal actually good? My restaurant bill says otherwise. Plus, this kind of restaurant has always eluded the average Joe diner, even in financially flush times. Meanwhile, the restaurants that are actually doing well, yes, fast food, are offering up value, predictable quality, and when the bill hits, it's not with all those freaking extra fees. And they're the restaurants that are getting repeat business, and the profit margins are good. Here's my patent pending test. If your dish requires a napkin, a fan, and a degree in molecular gastronomy, you're probably sitting on the next dining trend piece for the Wall Street Journal. Outrageous food rating 12 out of 10. It might make for a good episode of The Bear, but as far as eating, it's pretty darn awful IRL. You know who is winning again? McDonald's. That's right, McDonald's is bringing back the bacon. And it's not because they created something new. They didn't bring back the snack wrap, although they did bring back the snack wrap. But they didn't do something crazy like invent a 3-pound Grimace burger. What they did do is bring back value. A simple value meal. Starts at $5 and a complete meal. No dynamic pricing, no more $19 combos, although that did happen. Not anymore. Now, it wasn't that long ago that McDonald's made headlines for selling an $18 Big Mac combo. Well, they turned that ship around. McDonald's and some other fast food restaurants made it a concerted effort to bring back those value meals. And when they brought back those value meals, around $5 a pop at least starting, that's when they started to bring people back in, and that's when they started to see profits again. McDonald's remembered the one thing that, well, made them McDonald's. People are willing to eat just well enough as long as they feel like they're not getting financially punished. We all know McDonald's. It holds a special place in many of our hearts. But here's the thing. This isn't nostalgia. This is about survival economics. And when the economy tightens, value wins every time. Outrageous rating, 7 out of 10. I gotta say, the golden arches are shining a little bit more golden these days. All right, let's talk KFC. KFC has been in the fried chicken game for quite some time, but lately, the Colonel has been looking more like a corporal. In fact, I was so close to doing a video called What Happened to KFC, and then something else happened. The sales came back up. Customers are lining up again, and KFC is looking good these days. Here's the thing. Chicken is it. I mean, fried chicken is the king of fast food right now, but KFC has been struggling for the last few years. Bottom line is, even for Gen Xers like myself who hold the Colonel with such high regard in terms of nostalgia, the truth is, the old Colonel has not been cutting the mustard for the last few years. Now, like most companies, it takes a deep dive from the powers that be to really set the ship straight. Apparently, one of their big moves was bringing back the potato wedges, which diehard KFC people love. But here's what I see. I see value. Those hot and crispy wings, they're starting at $5 now. The chicken tenders, some places are starting them at $5 too. Now, here's the thing. Chicken tenders, Raising Cane's struck gold with them, and KFC made a pivot. Now, they did build their empire on 11 herbs and spices, but in 2025, the Times say, bring us the chicken tendies. And if you can price yourself just below Raising Cane's, you might have something there. Outrageous food rating, 8 out of 10, because you gotta love a comeback story, and I do love the Colonel. Finally, we have Raising Cane's. You know, Raising Cane's came into my life at the top of this year, and what a year it's been. Two things happened. One was I was completely baffled at what people pay for Raising Cane's, and then I became baffled at what people actually are paying for fast food. In fact, that's literally kind of spurred what this channel has become. But you know what? The lines speak volumes, and so do the profits. So at this point, my question isn't why do people pay what they pay for Raising Cane's, but what drives them to think that there's something of value there. And here is the realization I've come to. Value doesn't mean cheap. Value means that the price you pay is justified. Now looky here, it doesn't matter that I've had world-class fried chicken all over the country. Shout out Dookie Chase. What matters is, as far as a drive-through chicken tender experience goes, Raising Cane's has captured the market. Also, it wasn't always this expensive, but they captured the market when they did, and as it stands now, no other chicken tender can compete with it. Look at too, I'm going to be real for a second. My tolerance level for fast food fried chicken is pretty low. So if you think I'm going to go around town and just keep eating fast food fried chicken tenders in a drive-thru till I find something that's as good as Raising Cane's for $1 or $2 less, it just ain't happening. I have a bite or two of my kids' chicken tenders and I am done. Anything more, and that would just be offensive to my lower intestine. So for now, Raising Cane's is the king of the fast food chicken tender game, and my kid loves it. So what are you gonna do? Outrageous food rating, 9 out of 10. Raising Cane's, much like Tom Brady's football playing career, the run ain't done. The run ain't done. Can you believe the guy won with Tampa Bay a year later? What? How is that possible? Value wins. That's the lesson today on Outrageous Foods. You don't need a gold-plated gimmick, a $30 burger, or some plating spectacle that requires a safety brief. You just have to respect your audience. Give them something honest, tasty, and it's worth the price. McDonald's had to relearn it. KFC relearned it. Cane's, well, they just keep getting away with it, don't they? But here's the thing. The internet is telling me one thing right now. People are as hungry for money as they are for food. If you like this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment for any trend you want me to cover next. Outrageous Foods keeps getting weird out there, and I'll be here to cover it. See you on the next one.